Hello, I am Renee Kirk. I happen to be an attorney, which is a bigger deal to a lot of people than it is to me. Sometimes I'll tell someone that I'm an attorney and they'll start preemptively apologizing for not also being an attorney. I'm not your parents. I don't want you to be an attorney if you don't want to be an attorney. There are already too many people who don't want to be attorneys who are attorneys, and we don't need any more. A world where everyone whose parents wanted them to become an attorney became an attorney is not a world I want to live in. I grew up Mormon. Well, that's not quite the right way to put it. I was a practicing Mormon until I was 29 years old. Some people call it a cult. I don't. I grew up in Texas. And compared to the funny evangelical kids, I felt normal. Some of them weren't allowed to celebrate Halloween because it was the devil's birthday. And I was like, one, devil was never born, so he doesn't get a birthday. And two, it's my birthday. And they would say I was in a cult, me, when they couldn't celebrate Halloween. But when they said I was a cult, they didn't mean, hey, I think you might be in a high control group, and I'm worried about your well-being. What they meant is, you're weird, and I think you're going to hell, so you need to come to my church. And the reason why they focused on what was weird about my church is because there was a fair bit of overlap between our religions when it came to actual harmful stuff. So they'd be like, Mormons think that Jesus got married. Yeah, and that's cool. That's not the problem. Mormons think that you get your own planet when you die. Yeah, and that's fucking cool. And that's kind of the problem with the term cult, is there's always a bigger cult. Like, yeah, Mormons go on missions, but it's not like we're Jehovah's Witnesses. And yeah, we believe in aliens, but it's not like we're Scientologists. And yeah, I have to keep my shoulders covered, but it's not like I'm one of those evangelical women that can't wear pants. Total goody two-shoes. I didn't drink, didn't smoke, waited until marriage, the whole 9 yards. I didn't even really have caffeinated soda until I was about 20 years old, when the Mormon church suddenly became a lot more cool about caffeinated soda. I remember going to a church social and seeing caffeinated Diet Coke. And I found myself saying, against my will, oh, somebody brought the hard stuff. I didn't drink for several months after I stopped going to church. I was like, I have finals and homework, I can't think about this. Eventually I had my first drink. It was a mimosa off the brunch menu at 5 p.m. And I almost didn't get carded. After I told the waitress that this was my first drink ever, she said, on second thought, I will card you. My Mormon friends and I would play this game where we would think about and speculate about what kind of drunk we would be. I always thought I'd be a wino. Turns out I don't even really like wine. I kind of like this stuff that has a ton of artificial flavors and sugar to the point that it can't legally be called wine. It's like wine cocktail or wine drink. I figure I missed my shit wine phase in college, so I have to make up for it now if I ever want to appreciate the fancy stuff. Since I spent 29 years of my life sober, I've gotten used to doing pretty much everything sober. Even most of the weddings that I've gone to have been sober. For instance, I went to my best friend's wedding, and I was single at the time, so I was chatting up her cousin, and he asked me, oh, so what are you studying for your bachelor's? And I said, neuroscience. And he looked me in the eyes and said, you're too smart for me. And just walked away. No open bar to blame that on, just pure, unadulterated, sober misogyny. I still prefer to do most things sober. For instance, I like to go to the local barcade free play, and I usually don't get a drink unless I'm singing karaoke because it makes me worse at the arcade games. I often won't drink if I think there's a chance I might play video games later. I usually don't even end up playing video games, I just want to have the option. I once got too drunk to play Zelda, and it has haunted me ever since. One thing that I don't get is I've heard there are some people who will purposefully get drunk and then play ranked online competitive games. And I don't understand why you would take an IRL deep of potions before playing a ranked competitive game. No wonder you've been playing League of Legends for 3 years and you've never broken out of silver rank. I also didn't drink coffee or tea. I made it through 2/3 of law school without coffee or tea. Don't feel too bad about me. I had an Adderall prescription. My doctor took me off of it because it made my heart beat too fast. So now I self-medicate with caffeine like a proper American. I still prefer tea over coffee because coffee messes with my delicate constitution. Some may say it's divine retribution. So I often reach for Diet Coke as my caffeine fix to get through the day because you know how lawyers love the hard stuff. Thank you.